Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, on Friday, there was a shooting in Utica, New York. Shout out Utica. And it was a police shooting that involved a 13-year-old boy, pictured here, who tragically lost his life for doing something stupid. Now, the whole neighborhood is up in arms, and they're demanding accountability and doing what people do when they're dissatisfied with what they feel as though a situation by the police should be handled differently. I'm going to show you this video of when they went to City Hall or the police station to show their dissatisfaction with the outcome of this 13-year-old boy losing his life. And once I show you this, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the actual video of this young boy getting shot. And I want you guys to be honest and tell me who you think is at fault in this situation. Nowadays, it seems like a lot of times just saying F the police or the police is wrong and, you know, spreading a lot of these crazy rumors out here like, oh, the police is killing people. If that's the case, why are people still putting themselves in the situation where they have to have an interaction in a negative way with the police? If this was true, are there bad cops out there? Yeah, they're bad everywhere. But I mean, sometimes, man, we need to honestly be honest about situations. Take a look at this, and I'm going to come back and say what I got to say.
Several members of the local Karen community, including the child's mother, filled the lobby at Utica City Hall today for a press conference about the fatal shooting of her 13-year-old son by Utica police Friday night.
Our condolences to the families, the community, and all of Utica.
The police chief said officers had stopped 2 juveniles in connection with an investigation. The crowd started shouting.
While fleeing, the youth displayed what appeared to be a handgun.
The gun turned out to be a replica of a Glock, a pellet gun. As the mayor and police chief passed the microphone back and forth between the two of them and an interpreter, the atmosphere grew more tense. Officials shut down the press conference, and the mayor walked over to the young victim's clearly grieving mother for a brief exchange.
Whatever reaction comes from an event like this should be met with an understanding that it's warranted.
Officials offered to meet privately with the victim's family, then moved the press conference upstairs to the mayor's conference room, where the incident was further discussed, but in the context of a video circulating on social media, which police confirm is of the incident. They also discussed the law that allows them to meet deadly physical force with deadly physical force.
The officers quite frequently work in situations that are very chaotic, ever evolving, and they have to make split-second decisions. Having said that, yes, we meet deadly physical force with deadly physical force, including that there appears to be a handgun, whether it's replica or not.
In the video, you can see officers' hands flying while the teen suspect is on the ground.
It may have looked like a punch. The reality is if he's got a handgun, and at that time that the officer, that's his only defense is throwing a punch, to make sure he doesn't use the handgun, that it would seem to be reasonable.
Police chief says officer body-worn camera footage from a less obstructed vantage point will soon be released, and he expects answer many questions.
Can you discuss any scenarios where, in your estimation, it's, or I guess more importantly in the eyes of the law, it's acceptable or necessary to shoot a suspect who is on the ground?
I think once we release the full body cam with the snippets, it was much more clear as to what precipitated the shooting.
Members of the Karen community who filled the City Hall lobby stayed outside City Hall once the press conference ended. Many had seen the video.
The answers that I had, I did not go away satisfied because they didn't match up with what some of the witnesses were saying, what was being circulated around on social media.
The police chief assured everyone there will be an outside, unbiased investigation by the state attorney general's office, as well as an internal one to determine if department policies were followed and training adhered to. Regardless of those outcomes, the chief said there are always consequences for the officers.
I've seen officers that have been involved in officer-involved shootings. They've never been able to come back to the job. They're traumatized for life over this. I've even been aware of one officer who took his own life because he was involved in an officer life shooting.
Okay, we turn now to the deadly police shooting of a 13-year-old boy in upstate New York, and we're seeing new body camera footage of that incident. Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas joins us with that story. Good morning, Pierre.
Rebecca, good morning. This is a tragic story raising allegations of police excessive force, but at the same time revealing the challenging split-second decisions the police often have to make. The boy killed had just graduated 8th grade. And warning, what you're about to see and hear is disturbing. This morning, a community asking for answers after a 13-year-old boy fatally shot by police in a gut-wrenching incident in Utica, New York. Newly released body camera video shows the moment Nian Imwe and his friend are stopped by officers Friday night just before 10:30 p.m. after police say they matched the description of robbery suspects reported in the area.
I just pat you down and make sure you got no weapons on you.
Imwe then taking off running. At one point he turns and the officer sees what he believes is a gun. Look again at this edited video where police highlight the suspected weapon. Imwe then tackled to the ground by one of the officers. Within 15 seconds, that gunshot. Officers performing CPR on the scene. Police now say that what the officer believed to be a real handgun turned out to be a Glock replica pellet gun.
This is a tragic and traumatic incident for all involved.
Imwe was pronounced dead after being transported to the hospital. He and his family came to the U.S. from Myanmar, also known as Burma, around 9 years ago.
No child should go before their parents. She shouldn't be here crying. He shouldn't be here crying and mourning for his little brother.
The 3 officers involved have been placed on administrative leave while the case is investigated. And the New York Attorney General is also now investigating.
All right, guys, that's the story of Nian Imwe, 13 years old, just graduated 8th grade from Myanmar, also known as Burma. Another child gone. Another tragedy, but I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of this got to fall on the parents. It does. And young Nian Imwe himself. You seen the gun. Said they came around the corner. Supposedly he fit the description, so on and so forth. Thing we hear all the time with police. Police are going to investigate when there's a call about an armed robbery or something like that. They're going to come. Now, I'm going to show you real quick before I really get into this thing, the actual video from 2 different camera angles. And in the description box, I'll put the full thing on all the officers and after the shooting, and you'll see a lot of stuff. But take a look at this real quick, and then we'll come back and really get on it.
You're riding the roadway, and you're walking. And you're walking.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
What do you mean you forgot about that?
Like, he was just having fun. Like, he was living over there.
Yeah. I just pat you down and make sure you got no weapons on you. I'm running. He's bound. He's racing for his life, sir. Gun! I just pat you down and make sure you got no weapons on you. Go! Stop reaching! Fucking drop it! Drop it!
Start us in the ambulance. We got shots fired.
Stop reaching! Stop reaching! Back up, back up, back up.
Guys, that was the information and stuff I wanted you guys to see. And said a little bit about where he was from and who he was. And what's sad about this whole situation, if you look at that police video I just showed you, you got to listen real closely. He said, yeah, we was just having fun. Yeah, you know, we live down there a ways that, and he was pointing where he lived. When they asked him, you know, to pat him down, and if you looked up close, he kind of had his arm tucked. He gave a tail. You know what I'm saying? When he took off running, I think he was trying to run home. I think he was trying to go home. But either way, you could have stood there. That gun wasn't real. You would have got in trouble. But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a real gun, and you'd still be alive if you didn't run. And that's the thing. You've seen all of these people going to City Hall and protesting their dissatisfaction in how the thing turned out. You've seen people videotaping it. Oh, he hit him. Oh. Then when the shot go off, everything else goes to a bunch of jumping up and down, a bunch of screaming, a bunch of hollering. Now all of a sudden, it's about them. And this is crazy. I think right now, it's a national phenomenon about a lot of people out here that when this type of stuff happens, it's customary to fall out and make a lot of noise, act over the top, and do a bunch of stupid stuff. Y'all wasn't even involved in it. You running off the porch, they telling you to get back, you going back. One person falling down in the street, in the yard, people screaming, oh, it was in my yard, it was in my yard. Stop it. Them same people that was videotaping that stuff were trying to get something to post on social media themselves. They are. And then when the shit go down, they mainly watching to see if shit go down. And then it do, all of a sudden, they falling out and stuff is stupid. That was a split-second decision for them cops to make. He showed him point the gun. The gun did look real in the darkness. There are a lot of younger people out here that are doing a lot of crimes. You think a cop is going to differentiate which one is real and which one's not a real threat? He took the gun and pointed it. I think with his young mind, he was running. He thought if he pointed the gun, they would slow down because they was catching him real quick and then he could continue running. He should have threw that gun down and put his hands up and got on the ground. He should have. This is my thing. This guy's not even from this country. He came over here later on. You know what I'm saying? Said he came 9 years ago, so that made him 4 years old. Now it look like it's a tight community over there. And that's my thing. You know the reasoning out here for a lot of crimes and the influence and pull that it has on younger people to be like those type of people that you don't want them to be when you're raising them. What part do you play in this? 10:30 at night, he just graduated 8th grade. Now, granted, he was on the street, but still, some people can debate, hey, he outside with a hoodie on, it's summertime. Let's keep it real. Soon as something happened and the police do what police do, all of a sudden, they're bad people. Them people want to go home too. They're still human beings. This is why I respect police. And I can't be one. Because I'm not going to lie to you. If a kid point a gun at me, I don't have time to find out if it's real or fake, especially when I have to apprehend him. Now, the one guy got on the ground and punched him. You know what I'm saying? And they were saying, oh, it's excessive force. It's excessive force that he brought on himself. I mean, all he had to do was stand there. He could have said, hey, I got a BB gun on me. It's not a real gun. I got a BB gun on me. It's right here. Dig in my pocket. He could have did something, but they're not thinking like that. Once the police came up on him and he took off running, he turned back into a kid. He was no longer a gangster, but that's not their fault. People saying they want accountability and all this stuff for the police. Okay, what about the accountability of your son or your family member running around with that gun on him? Why would you need that? Why do you need a gun at 13 years old? Because it goes along with that type of mentality. Guns make you feel powerful, make you look powerful. Why would you have a gun on you if you wasn't planning on shooting something or pointing it at people? Now, we don't know if this guy was involved in a robbery or not, but he made a fatal mistake at 13 years old when he should have known better, or his parents or the people around him should have been talking to him. As a community, they came up there. As a community, y'all couldn't come and talk to these kids when you start seeing them doing weird stuff they shouldn't be doing. And as a community, come and talk to them to try to stop them from fitting a description that is not good for their survival. And that's one of the things. I mean, people got a right to be upset. Yeah, they lost a child. But some of the blame got to go on people that wasn't in that theater of operation where that thing went down. Y'all agree or disagree? That's all I'm saying. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. They say in life, you live and you learn. But there are some lessons you can't come back from. And this is one of them. See you in the next video. Take care. This is a shame.